Hello and welcome back to this new video. Today we are going to talk about rising trot. Rising trot is really like one of the most important skills that the rider can have to be able to help the horse to move better and to use himself better. I have other videos also about rising trot, so check them out too. I'll link them somewhere. But I thought, why not make another one? So the most important thing about rising trot and doing rising trot properly is balance. We need to be in balance on our feet, so our feet need to be under our pelvis, because if our feet are forward and legs are forward like this, then we are not in balance. And actually I cannot even, now I still have my other leg here, because if I would put that forward too then this would happen. So we don't want to be like this when we're in the saddle, because we really cannot get up from there in balance, and that means that also it's gonna make things a lot more difficult for the horse. So if we don't do the rising trot properly, then we can actually make the horse's job a lot more difficult and maybe even hurt the horse's back if we really are not in balance and are kind of just falling heavily into the saddle in every step. So that's why it's really important to learn to do it correctly and learn the right technique for that. So I'll take the riding position now. So I'm kind of like in this little bit, spread my legs and kneel down a little bit. And now I have my feet under my pelvis, and I have this line that we want from my ear to my shoulder, to my hip and to my heel. So I'm in nice balance. And now many people think that rising trot is just going up and down, so like this. But it's not really like this. I'll actually show this to you also on the horse later. But instead it's like this. Our lower leg from our knee down needs to be still. So we are doing this, it's kind of this like a hinging motion from our hips. So I'm kind of bringing my hips forward and then coming back down. And again bringing forward, so this angle is going to straighten, and then I'm going down again, like this. So the motion happens from my knee up, and it's happening from my pelvis. And I really need to have some tone in my body to be able to do this. And you can think that you're kind of braking, putting the brakes on a little bit, so you're controlling the movement when coming down. You're not just going like this to the saddle. You don't want to hurt the horse's back. So it's a softly coming back, supporting yourself all the way, and then coming back up again. So you're not really sitting heavily with every step in the saddle. You're in balance the whole way, up and down. One important thing also to talk about is our hands, and how to keep our hands still in relation to horse's mouth when we are doing the rising trot. So I'm here again, and now this is a very common problem. So riders come up and the hand comes up as well, like this. The key is having our elbow soft. So we are kind of opening and closing this angle here a little bit. So when I come up, the angle goes a little bit straighter, and then when I come down, there's a little bit more angle again. So that's how I can keep my hands still and they're not coming up like this. And you can actually practice this also without a horse. You just put your hands on something like a table maybe, or something like that, and just keep them there, and then do this rising trot motion. And that's how you can get a nice feeling for that. But now we're going to look at it also on the horse.
So here we go. Now I'm trying to demonstrate the correct technique for rising trot. And I just want to say that I don't really think that I am perfect. I'm trying to do the best I can, but there's always a room for improvement also in my riding. So here you can see that my lower leg is relatively still, and the movement is coming from my hips, so just like I demonstrated earlier on the ground. And next we're going to look at some typical mistakes in the rising trot. So here I'm demonstrating that up and down movement, and you can see that I'm really like pushing on the stirrups, and that makes me rise really high. So you don't need to rise that high when you're doing the rising trot. And you can also see here how my legs are just really unstable and moving around a lot. And the horse is getting a little bit tense as well. And next, I'm demonstrating another mistake I see quite a lot, and that's rising with a hollow back. So you can see that my lower back is really hollow, and I'm kind of leading the movement with my belly button instead of like doing the movement and opening my hips. And this often causes a lot of tension, especially in my upper body and my back. And here I'm demonstrating having my legs too far forward and I'm not in balance, and you can see that I'm really going towards the back of the saddle and landing really heavily in the saddle. And you could also see there that the horse was quite tense, and also here, I'm sorry, this is too very short, but you can see that heavy landing in the saddle, and my legs are very much forward. And here, just to finish, I put the correct technique again so you can just see the differences. So here I look quite in a nice balance, and it looks easy, and I can be relaxed also with my hand and my upper body and my upper back.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful. And I guess I'll see you in the next one.